BlackRock is not a company that builds cars or sells burgers. It doesn't make iPhones. It doesn't own Walmart stores. What it does is manage money, a ridiculous amount of money. We're talking trillions of dollars, more money than the GDP of most countries. But here's the key. It's not their money. Most of that money belongs to regular people, teachers with pension funds, firefighters. When you buy an S&P 500 index fund inside your 401k, there's a good chance BlackRock is the company managing that fund. So when people say BlackRock owns Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they're technically right and also kind of wrong at the same time. BlackRock owns shares in those companies. They own them because millions of Americans invest in index funds that automatically buy pieces of the biggest companies in the country. Imagine you and 10 million other Americans put your retirement money into one giant basket that just tracks the whole stock market. BlackRock is basically the warehouse manager of that basket. They don't eat the fruit, they just organize it. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because they manage so much money, they end up being one of the largest shareholders in almost every major corporation. Not 51%, not full control. Usually something like 3 to 8%. But when you add up BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street together, those three asset managers are the top three shareholders in most big American companies. That's where the "they own everything" comes from. It's less like one king ruling everything and more like one giant investment machine quietly plugged into every major company in America. And yes, that gives them influence. When companies vote on big decisions, shareholders vote. BlackRock votes on behalf of the people whose money they manage. That means they can push for certain policies, corporate governance rules, environmental standards, executive pay structures. But here's the part people don't always understand. BlackRock doesn't run these companies day to day. They're not choosing what flavor Coke launches next year. They're not deciding the next iPhone design. They are massive shareholders, not operators. A good analogy is this. Imagine you and a million other people co-own tiny slices of every restaurant in America. You don't cook the food. You don't seat customers. But you technically own a piece of the place. That's what's happening here. Now let's talk about the housing. Yes, BlackRock has invested in real estate. During and after the 2008 crash, large institutions started buying single-family homes as rental property. But here's what most viral posts leave out. The vast majority of single-family homes in America are still owned by individuals, not giant asset managers. Institutional ownership exists, but it's not they bought every house in your neighborhood. What makes it feel bigger than it is scale. When a company manages trillions, even a small percentage allocation to housing equals billions of dollars, and billions sounds scary. Another layer to this is ETFs. BlackRock runs iShares, one of the largest ETF platforms in the world. ETFs made investing cheap and automatic. Instead of picking stocks, you just buy the market. That convenience is why money flows into firms like BlackRock. They didn't force themselves into power. The structure of modern investing pushed money toward the biggest, lowest cost managers. It's like Costco for capital. People go where it's efficient. The real story isn't that BlackRock secretly bought the planet. The real story is that modern capitalism consolidated power into a few giant asset managers. Because index investing won. Low fees beat high fees. Scale beat boutique firms. And once you manage trillions, you're automatically everywhere.